Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Telia Misfits. Yes, yes. Look at this beautiful, beautiful bunch. We are missing a player today. Unfortunate as it may be, our wonderful, wonderful Callahan will not be around for today's session. But we do have with us the spectacular Raining Blades.
Ooh, ooh.
Yes, yes. The beautiful Savian. Yes, 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 yes. The fantastic Spiral Proxy.
Oh, ho, ho, oh no, I'm still a rock.
Individual who will actually do the recap this session. Please take it away, Ocean X.
Last session, Demir and Kyoho left in order to deal with some business of their own, as neither of them were particularly fond of speaking with Fabis. But myself, Emrys, and Callahan, um, we spoke with the one who was now a automaton, as he called them. And he had some very interesting information to share after definitely not incinerating us. He informed us of these fruits, uh, the fruits of the gods, from which the races were born. He spoke of how the goblins, his race, were the first fruit, the Oni the second, and humans likely the third. But the fourth was the corrupted fruit, and the fifth were angels, which is why he was extremely confused when he heard of the existence of elves, dwarves, halflings, and extremely confused, and as per the nature of a researcher, extremely curious and interested, and immediately requested that he accompany us to, um, to a city, in order to, or somewhere other than this, in order to learn more about these races. He said he had a teleportation magic circle, which we could use to instantly get wherever we needed. And he also gave Callahan a bracelet, which would allow him to communicate. And he also gave the ring back, which shields my mind from various threats and used to house his soul. Having had this conversation, we warned I forgot his name, but the dwarf who assisted us, of the monster that unfortunately escaped, of Henry, so we called him. And he agreed to assist us in whatever ways he could to helping us retrieve a major restoration scroll, in order to cure Edward, who unfortunately is still a statue. After this, myself, Callahan, and Kyoho had a talk about Demir, who, after the events that transpired, was understandably upset in various ways. And we agreed to try to speak with him. But fortunately, he he reassured us that he was having trouble thinking things through, but he was not. And though he was troubled, he was not intending to leave us or to think ill of us in the long run. And as a result, I suggested that we spend a day investigating the ruins which he had been unearthing. And that is where we left off.
Indeed, it is. So, -1 Callahan, who is there in spirit. Yes. You will spend, as I was told, you would be spending a few days doing some research around the ruins, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, I believe Demir would be the one leading this study.
Yeah, that is correct.
All right. Who is helping with the study? Who is doing other chores? Because this is going to be downtime. This is going to be you're going to spend a few days doing all of this.
Cameras is definitely helping.
Okay.
Does Kyoho think that she'd actually be able to help with the studying? No.
Okay.
So I'm going to make sure that our studying people have food.
Okay.
Do some hunting during the downtime.
Respectable.
That's perfectly fine. I'm gonna say Callahan is going to. What would Callahan do? Read the mini
well-
book of Mal?
Well, I was gonna say, was not Callahan saying at some point that he would have be interested in like trying to go on ahead and try and get Edward
No, that was
saved, or was that he saying only once we left?
That was, if I remember correctly. I don't think Dusk actually said he would do this. I think it was just an idea that was brought up.
Okay.
I believe it was.
So on that note, I will, before starting to study, Demir is going to try one or two more times to see if he can dispel the magic as opposed to needing a greater restoration.
All right. You do it, and after the first try, you immediately recognize that now it's not working.
All right.
Same results as before, unfortunately. All right. So
Sorry, Spyro.
I'm gonna say that Callahan is, helping out as best he can. So since Kyoho is handling food, he's gonna be on the lookout. There we go. He's good with perception, so he's gonna be on the lookout for enemies and possible threats that come along. Yes. There. Let's go with that. Oh, look at that! I rolled a 27 for Callahan. That's good. Anyway, the rest of you. Kyoho, roll me a survival, please, to see how well you do during that
Oh
week.
boy, I have that.
You have that.
I rolled decent.
You rolled very well, actually. All right, cool. So you spend the not a full week, but
Your voice just cut out for a little bit.
oh, is it still cutting out?
Yeah, your voice is starting to cut out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to keep you informed of your internet acting weird.
Thank you very much. I don't know what's going on, but the internet suddenly. Ugh. Anyway. Oh yeah. So you spend. It's not a full week, but you spend a lot of time. I'm gonna say this is going over 5 days. So you do spend these 5 days hunting, gathering food, cooking the food wonderfully for everyone. You actually make this experience incredibly good for everyone. You hunt different kinds of animals with your longbow. You cook them excellently with your cooking skills and your pots and pans and all that. And you actually have salt and a few other and spices. It actually you make wonderful meals for everyone. Everyone's lunches and dinners. No more cala spam for everyone during that week, at least. Right. Callahan keeps a good watch. No, nothing bothers Callahan. Nothing bothers the group. And now for the researchers. You got two options. Either both roll, or one rolls with advantage.
That's how again.
Oh no. Okay.
Hey, now
All right. So for the
we
researchers,
heard you have two options.
yes, either one rolls with advantage, or both of you roll for investigation.
Um,
Probably better if I just roll with the advantage since I have, I think, the highest boost to investigation.
my investigation isn't great, so yeah.
Yeah. All right. I will
It's up to you.
the advantage roll. Oh, and I was also okay. Uh, Demir is also going to see about with investigating, especially since Emrys is helping him. He's gonna try and he's gonna enlist some knowledge gathering from Fabus. If that is something that Emrys is interested in helping him with, but basically,
Do you want to go back to Favis' the laboratory and talk to him and try to get convince him to help? Because that's a whole other thing.
well, he said at one point. I guess he said at one point that he was be available to that if Demir had questions since he did the ruins, he was there for the ruin creation.
Well, he said at the time before the mirror just said, "No, fuck you. I'm leaving." He said because what happened was he said, "As promised, I'm going to tell you what's going on," because he promised that to Emrys. And then the mirror said, "No, fuck." He didn't say "fuck you," but practically said, "Fuck you. I'm leaving for the ruins." And what Favis said in return was, "Why go to the ruins when I am a bank of knowledge? I was here when the ruins were made." And the mirror just continued walking. So that's what happened. If you want to now try to convince him to share information with you, that is something Emrys or one of you can do without. Basically, you won't get your roll at advantage. Emrys will get another roll because Emrys is doing a different kind of research. This because I assume you don't want to personally interact with Fabis because you haven't done so.
Right. What do you think, Ezio?
I mean,
I'm fine either way.
well, I mean, you can I mean, were there specific things that you wanted to ask, or is it just general information gathering?
It was just what I had in mind was just that just the general information about, because we've heard from Fabus what the whole kind of backstory and everything like that, but we haven't heard from him as far as hey, what do like Demir's basically going to want to research and like study because he can read the lay that all the ruins are written in, but he's still like not sure about the actual how everything actually works.
Yeah.
And so he was just going to, if like he was the idea was basically if there was any further knowledge we could shed on about like how the things actually work, or if it's just it's just super high complex magic and it's going to take time to break down or whatnot. But
I think Emrys would want to help the Demir kind of more directly, at least initially.
okay,
But if Demir like suggests that, then Emrys would, you know.
okay, then we'll just both work on the investigation then.
Okay, so I assume that's the mere investigation with advantage. Ooh, 21. Nice. Okay. Roll me a d6, please. Okay. Okay.
I don't know if high is good in this regard, but if it's just you're spinning a roulette, but
Who knows? Who knows? It might mean you're all dead. I don't know. Anyway.
we're playing golf scores. I wanted a 1.
All right. So, you spent the next. It was supposed to be 5 days, but it spills over to 6 days. Doing research. During this time, you find out two things. First of all, the ruins have a combination of lay and a language you don't recognize, which you assume would be the goblinoid language. You do notice that this language has segments that do resemble lay. It seems like it's been made with lay as a basis, but then evolved into something completely different. It's almost like Latin and things like Spanish and, well, Portuguese and French. There are still some nuances that you recognize, but it's a completely different language at this point.
Yeah, so I can't. Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to. I would be able to recognize that it's based in lay just based on like my familiarity with that. But in order to
Yes.
actually like read it, I would need to use comprehend languages during my
Yes.
research.
Which takes a long time, which actually explains why your research itself is taking more time than expected.
Gotcha.
During that time, you managed to fill out a notebook with information. You copy segments of the wall. You write down all the information that both was provided to you by Favis, well, by Emrys and Callahan, but that Favis told you, and the information that you gathered in these ruins, which do talk about parts of what Favis mentioned. The ruins do the information you find on the walls in certain monuments do talk a little bit about a war between the goblins and the angels. However, it paints the story a little bit, actually a lot more in the favor of the goblins. All of the angels are being depicted in these horrific and almost monstrous forms. You noted down a lot of information about the goblins protecting their home, and you see images of what looks like innocent civilians being burned alive, and you actually see scenes of torture from the parts of the angels. It's a complete slaughter, and you also see images and text about goblin heroes and champions, and a lot of praising comes towards a king. You don't really recognize. It doesn't really say the name, a name, but it says the great emperor. that has been saving us. You have several images of even the Emperor fighting by himself against the angels. You start to realize there's a lot of goblin propaganda, even in this facility.
Even with all the propaganda, is there anything that seems to that I can at least notice, like upon this while studying it, that seems to like contradict or like of what we've heard from Fabius, or something that like it's not quite the way he told it to us, or is it pretty much like line up?
There is a thing in that there are no references of Fabius anywhere, or there are references of researchers, of mostly spellcasters, also called as heroes. Indications of people that have been working behind the scenes to help the Goblin Empire fight this threat. But there's never any indication of Fabius, who, from what he claimed, worked on the biggest projects and was the creator of things like the portal and whatnot. So there's never any mention of Fabius anywhere. There's no records of him at all.
But it doesn't say something like, "Oh, the person who did all that stuff was actually this other wizard called Bob." It just doesn't mention that stuff, or
it mentioned different other goblins. It seems to it mostly mentions a team group that did all of this, not a single individual. As for contradictions, like direct contradictions, Fabius mentioned. You rolled pretty high, so you recognize this. Fabius mentioned that his ancestors, the generations before he was born, that the goblins abused some powers from the fourth fruit. This information that you're getting here is that the goblins used the power given to them by the gods. And then these demonic angels worshipping Kador were the ones that decided to attack.
From Fabius's standpoint, he was saying that it was they basically were misusing this power but then the writings say basically they weren't misusing things. It was just the angels decided to go psycho on them.
Yes.
Okay.
Aside from that, you get general information about the portals, that they lead to an idyllic, permanent place in time that will keep them safe. You know from Edward that location is not idyllic. So it does change things a little bit. However, it does not mention anything about the plan of bringing the city back, as Fabius said. It actually does not go into any detail about the actual plan, as if it was they're pretty much protecting their bases, like the protecting the flow of information. So whoever gets this doesn't try to stop the plan, aka possible angels. But most of all, what you do get is a lot of goblin propaganda against the angels. Which, to be fair,
we should really. This Goblin King sounds like such a great guy. That was sarcasm.
Yes. Right. Yes, quite so. I was merely trying to think of a even better sarcastic response.
Yes.
Quite.
Regardless, this information is the same information that I've learned from Fabis.
Yes, it seems so. There are some minor inconsistencies, but I think that in general could be chalked up to the fact that this is, very much propaganda and
Yes, well,
and
the lack of mention of these mistakes mentioned by Fabis, it's highly unlikely that Fabis would choose to portray himself in a worse manner than would be required. So
quite so.
it's more
I,
likely that this what's written here is simply omitting things.
quite so. I'm trying to. I did not engage in conversation with Fabis, but did he happen to mention, were these ruins in this gate built for the express purpose of this relocating the empire plan? Because there's no mention of this in the text, and it's quite possible that these ruins were created to access this space between branches for a completely different reason, and then perhaps their use was modified when the need to relocate the capital happened, or perhaps that is just another clever omission on their part. Perhaps in the event that, someone were to come across it and they did not want people to know that there was a giant empire that could pop back in at any moment.
It was
It's all
not mentioned to me.
understood. Just fair. Was just curious at all. I don't. At the end of the day, I'm not sure it makes too much of a difference.
I'm actually just going to quickly ask out of character.
Yes.
Was from what I know, was the goblins' intention to like invade other worlds before they decided to like go to this kind of space out of time thing? Because I can't remember.
He never mentioned the intention of conquering other worlds. He
Okay.
never really mentioned the Goblin Empire, like the intentions of the Goblin Empire itself, outside of preserving themselves and escaping the war. However, it did mention that the portals were made so that a forward team, a vanguard, would be able to come back into this plane. At least that was the original intention. The vanguard of goblins would be able to come back into this plane and secure the keys that are capable of summoning back the capital.
Okay, so the portals aren't what actually brings the capital back. It's they created the portals so that the goblins in smaller numbers could come back and then activate whatever brings the capital back.
Yes.
Okay.
And Fabus did say that there are multiple facilities for this purpose.
Right. Right. Okay. Gotcha. So, that's right. I remember now. I think that, that's in some ways it's reassuring that we were able to stop them here, and I'm not sure of what safe measures they have to basically ensure that. For instance, I guess I'm just wondering. Obviously, there's a reason they chose now to activate and try and come back through this portal, or perhaps it is some sort of timer or some other thing. I mean, I don't even know if the Empire itself is aware of their failure here, but the fact that they can simply go to another location is disheartening. Although, like I said, it is at least a bit reassuring that, assuming, of course, this hasn't already happened somewhere else that we have no idea about, if we're basing off the assumption that this is their first attempt, obviously this location was advantageous for one reason or another, and at least this option has been presumably shut off.
Yes, but with the existence of other facilities somewhere, it's
I want to point something out because it's been, I think, months since this was stated. Yes, it's been months since this was stated. The reason the portal activated was because of the Pathfinders were snooping around,
Yeah.
of
and
course.
the spellcaster was the one that activated the
Oh
portal.
yeah,
I was thinking about, chiming in with that, but I didn't know if I'm there or I'm cooking.
I actually
You
forgot
could be
about
there.
that.
Why?
I'm sorry, Seb.
Well,
That's
okay.
fine.
Well, no, Demir and would be sharing this information that he and Emerson are finding with. It's not just like we'd be
Sharing.
segmented. So
Who's coming
we
to
can assume that Kyoho is chiming in with that reminder,
Yes.
oh yes, my bad.
Didn't this
so
portal
much.
open because that Pathfinder guy was messing around with it?
Yes, that's
quite so. Well, I guess that gives us.
that still poses the issue then that we do not know where any other portals are, how many there are. If one was opened so easily, there is just as much risk of the same happening again.
Yes.
Yes, and it is
Perhaps we should
possible
try to get Fabus to tell us where the other portals are so that we can deal with them.
that would be nice. Yes, now being reminded that this was not triggered by the goblins themselves, I guess it kind of goes back to my point I was making earlier, that if we have no way of knowing if the goblins, unless Fabus is able to confirm, but whether or not the goblins will know that this has been sealed off or something like that, it's even if they
were
did know,
probably
even if
going
they
to try and send more people over, but the portal closed, so they would know on their end. It's also
right, and
entirely possible that after their initial trip out here, they sent scouts out to where the other portals are to open them up. So we
quite
might
so,
already
and
be in danger of that.
yes, and
It is also
although
possible that, as Harris has stated, their realm on the other side of this portal exists outside of time, whatever that entails, but it may entail that it means they are not aware.
yes, or there's also the possibility that this was not the right time, and therefore the actions here not necessarily provoke them to carry out their plan if they're not necessarily ready per se. Although I think that it is best to go with the assumption that these other portals out there are in danger of opening up, whether it be as Kyoho hypothesized, different scouts heading out towards them, or the goblins themselves having mechanisms to open it from their end and deciding that better now than later. It is troubling.
Yes.
But yes,
For the time being, though, we can only make assumptions, so
Yes, and
it's best to learn what we can.
yes, and there's still. I mean, we probably should, I guess, wrap up here and perhaps return home so we can report things to Natasha and get Edward fixed.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm fine, guys. Just the statues, I'm fine. All right. So, you gather all the information that you can during those days. You figured that you might possibly get more information, but it will take you a lot more time, and You don't know how long it'll take. So this would be the best you can take back with you. Plus, you also have all the other items that you've collected so far that might also that Natasha might want.
Sorry. Speaking of which, I forgot. Sorry, there was one other thing I also wanted to do during this time.
Yes.
Demir is basically within the main facility because he has the world's greatest divination spell. I was also wanting to during over this time basically just see if there's any other hidden rooms or things hidden away that we hadn't as part of the investigation, and seeing if there was anything that we hadn't uncovered yet
Oh,
initially.
that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna say Callahan was also keeping an eye out, and during the week,
The eye.
the eye. Yes, you have the arcane eye, and then you have the Callahan eye.
Which is more perceptive.
Yes. Somehow more perceptive than a magical fourth level spell. But either way, it does.
He's the eye of Maul.
Yeah. It does not seem like there were any secret passages and whatnot. What you found, the only secret passage that you found was the one you used during the attack on the goblins.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to.
Yep.
Didn't want to be like, oh man, we're leaving this giant treasure vault has 10 billion gold in it.
Yes. Carry
on.
There is also the problem that the Pathfinders did get here before you guys, and from what you were told, the spellcaster that went into the portal had the bag of holding with all the stuff that the Pathfinders gathered before you got here. So if there's stuff that's missing, it might be in the bag of holding in another dimension right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a real shame.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can definitely try to go activate the portal once you rebuild it and try to go get the stuff, but I doubt it.
It's like a great idea.
Oh yes.
So our new motivation for finding another portal is not to destroy it and shut it out, but we want to go after the loot.
Yes.
You are a D&D party. It would not surprise me if that were the case, to be honest. But yes, after the 6 days are over, you decide to pack up your stuff. You have as much as you can get, and you return to Phabis to get the teleportation. Once you get to Phabis, you find that the door to the laboratory is closed, but you get close enough, and it seems to react to you guys, and the doors slide open, allowing you entrance into the laboratory. What you find inside are several automatons working and moving around, including the big one who's standing guard right at the entrance. You go in and you see there's a red light coming from the head, and then it spots you and it turns into a green light, and it just ding, and just stands there watching you menacingly. You also see an automaton who is currently brushing Edward's statue with a small brush, cleaning every crevice of the stonework. Very, very, very detailed. And finally, you see an automaton that approaches you and goes, "Oh, well, it's been a few days. I'm surprised nobody contacted me. I thought you might have left already. That made me very sad. Hello, Emrys. Hello, Callahan. Hello, Demir and Kyoho, was it not?"
Correct.
Demir nods.
"Yes, wonderful. How are you, lads?"
Quite well, I think. We have been conducting some research of our own in one of the other locations. As as probably mentioned to you, Demir is quite a researcher, so
Oh, yes. Found
Um,
anything interesting and juicy to share?
well, Demir.
What we found was very useful and elaborated your story. So thank you for your share of knowledge. It was helpful to make it easier to dissect things.
Of course. Did I not say that I was your friend?
Of course. Of course.
Indeed. Well, I've been taking good care of your friend, and he points towards the statue, giving it a clean up, a little bit of polish. Excuse me, he looks to the side. Yes, one of my other guests is about to leave. Will you give me a moment?
Another
And
guest?
as you add that, the automaton just shifts into a blue light, into a green light. You actually see it had a blue light while Fabius was talking. It shifts into a green light and then just stands there looking at you quietly.
Abyss? Emma kind of does a slow walk around the automaton, then just kind of leans into Demir like, I think he's in another automaton now.
Probably. I'm not an expert on this.
Well, I've spoken to Fabius quite a lot now, so I'm very familiar with it.
After a couple of minutes of waiting, you do see a group come out from one of the corridors. And you do see they are followed by an automaton, actually following an automaton. And behind that automaton, you do see a group of elves. There's four elves, which you actually do not recognize. They're not part of the elves that you saved from the goblins, and they are quietly following. And once they see you guys, they seem apprehensive, but then you hear Fabius say something in Elvish. And they all smile and chuckle, and then they start walking past you and giving you nods, just acknowledgments, not really seeming to want to interact with you, but just acknowledging that you are indeed there. The automaton waves at them as they leave through the facility, and then it turns to you. Oh, you came at an awkward time. I'm sorry. I was in the middle of entertaining other guests. Would you care to have a seat?
I am quite impressed, Fabius. You appear to have picked up their language very quickly.
Oh, yes, it's paltry. Learning a language as simple as theirs is not really complicated.
Nevertheless, quite impressive.
Well, if you say so, and he pets you, the robot pets you on the shoulder with way too much strength. Seems like he hasn't been able to control the automaton strength yet, but he. So, are you here for some tea, or are you here for the teleportation that we discussed?
Well, I'm sure we wouldn't object to tea, but yes, we have come to return to the city through the teleportation, and perhaps you could accompany us as
Oh,
you
I will most
express that
definitely.
desire.
Yes, I will most definitely be accompanying you. During this time with these wonderful gentlemen that you saw leaving, I learned a great deal of things, some useful information for my studies. But I would like to meet more of these species. Was it the dwarves and the gnome? The dwarves and the halflings, as you call them. I've met with elves, and they've shared me some of their tales, some revealing information, actually. But either way, meeting with other humans and dwarves and halflings would be wonderful. I would like to study them, learn what they have to tell me. So I will be sending an automaton with you. And plus, it'll help me locate you later on, if need be. Friends should stay in contact, isn't it right, Emerus?
Yes, I'm sure that would be useful.
Of course. Very useful.
Well, it is the decision of the others, though, as to whether we should leave immediately or if there are any preparations we need to make, or Emrys kind of looks to the others.
Callahan gives a
I-
thumbs up.
If there was something that we still had to do, it would have been nice for that person to speak up beforehand. And Demir kind of looks around like,
I don't think that there's much else to do here. I'm not the one who knows about researching these ruins we came to reach too much, so. Goho
Right.
shrugs.
Then, we should retrieve Edward then.
Oh, of course.
And
And he signals. Actually, does not signal. Another automaton, the one actually cleaning Edward, moves behind the statue and picks him up. The whole statue.
well, that body certainly seems useful.
Huh, yes, of course. I remodeled that one to be able to carry your friend. He's also a lot more sturdy than my usual automatons, so he will be able to brave any harsh environments you might be teleported into. Not to say your cities won't be harsh environments, of course, it's civilized folk, but still, one is best to be careful.
You're saying
Yes.
that it's not too accurate and we might not be in as safe a place as expected?
Well, I look forward to exploring it with my new body. Also, look at what it can do, and you look towards the one carrying Edward, and it begins to shine lights around its body, and then begins to take shape into. It's almost like the minor illusion cantrip that Emrys usually casts, and it takes the form of a hooded human, but it's kind of weird because it kind of just has approximations of Callahan and Emerus's features, like slightly shifted and meshed together to make a human, as because you are the only two humans that Favis has ever met, so we just based it off of you.
It's like Callahan and Emrys had a baby.
Yes, it's very uncanny valley. I believe this way, nobody will suspect that my automaton is not one of your human friends.
Yes. Emrys is like looking at it very weirdly. That well, would certainly make things a little easier. Yes.
Indeed. You hear Callahan go, "Whoa, dude, that's creepy." Travis just, "Oh, I tried my best. I tried my best." Anyway, I require some information about the location that we will be teleporting to. Unfortunately, I do not know this city of yours, so I will be basing the spell on information you have given me. This might send us slightly askew of our destination if we're unlucky. But it shouldn't be a worry. I assume you all can give me wonderful information that will help.
Yes.
Yes. Which of you is the more geographically inclined?
Emrys just looks at Demir.
Probably everyone. Kyo might actually.
Oh, actually, yeah, Kyoho.
Yeah, I believe that would be me.
Yeah. Emrys looks to Demir, and
Looks at
Demir
Kyo.
looks at probably everyone except Kyoho looks at Demir, and then Demir looks at Kyoho. So it's just like a ping pong, like.
Callahan looks at the mini book of Mal. All right. Yeah. Miss Kyoho. Wonderful, wonderful. Would you mind then sharing with me all the information that you do have and know about this location? And by that, I do mean please roll me an intelligence history check.
Oh, intelligence history. Oh,
Maybe Demir is best.
where'd my character sheet go?
This is fine.
Did I minimize it?
I am changing the DC
I can-
based on which character is doing what.
Okay. I'm refreshing Roll20 because my
Okay.
character sheet will not want to open, and it said I was having connection issues.
How dare the character sheet?
Yeah. History check.
Damn.
All right.
Natural 18.
You give a incredibly accurate description, fairly accurate description of the location. So, Fabus is capable of casting the spell with the description modifier. So let me just roll to see. Let me just roll something. Oh. Okay. All right.
That's a good
Shit.
reaction.
You'll see. You'll see. So.
Hope you planned for a session where we end up in the middle of the ocean.
It's possible. Oh, I forgot another roll. Oh, okay. Fine. So, with the information given, Phoebus tells you to follow him to another section of the laboratory. You do see a door form from the wall itself. You've seen this, Emrys, that this leads to. You saw the door that led to the resting place where you did rest up with Callahan. It appears to have other doors that form out of the wall itself once he gets close, and this leads to a teleportation circle. Immediately you recognize this, Demir, as a teleportation circle. Once you get on top of it, he begins to activate several runes that are scattered around the room. And then all of the automatons, except for the one holding up Edward, seem to leave the room. And the room closes the door, and he turns to you. Well, let us hope that your bodies do not get flung in multiple directions at the same time. Shall we go? and he starts to activate the spell.
Yes.
That was a. And suddenly, silence for a moment. And then you hear, joke! As you all seem to regain focus, and you are no longer inside the facility. You are in the middle of a grass plain. The sun is shining. There's no clouds in the sky. It's a wonderful day, actually, a wonderful morning. And you find yourselves in an unfamiliar place.
Well,
And then you turn around. The Demir's gonna turn around.
All right, the mirror turns around. More grass plains. Favis. Ah, assuming your city isn't either underground or completely destroyed in the time you left, we might have gone a bit off mark. And at this moment, Callahan, with his ungodly perception,
thank you, Callahan.
ungodly perception, guys, I think I see something over there. He points
That
towards.
sure was Callahan.
Yes. Look, don't make me.
No, it was Callahan.
Yes. I try my best. It's Callahan's like the hardest one to roleplay. But he points to this would be southeast. At about, well, you can't really see it very well. You do see the outline of the city, and you realize you're off the mark, but by a mile or two maybe. It's just grass plains, so it's not really that hard to get there. You just have to cross
Especially
and
with
walk.
somebody else carrying Edward for us.
Yes, of course. And you begin your march towards the city. Here's the thing with teleportation spells: if there is just descriptions, it's a lot harder to pinpoint the location of the teleportation. So I did have to roll, and I rolled exactly 3 miles northeast of Westreach. So, yeah, northwest
Thanks for letting us know
of course.
that we're exactly a location. Because not that we would have failed to figure that out. But...
Anyway, just a little fun time. Yes, it takes a little bit, just a long walk, but you do reach Westreach. You reach the gates. You see the guards. They give you a nod. It seems like one or two of the guards seem to recognize you lot. They give you a nod as you go in. They give you side glances as as one of you is carrying a statue, a very lifelike statue. But I mean, you could be just carrying a piece of art, right? So they don't really bother you. So at this
You're
point,
saying that Edward is a piece of art.
well, if he were here, he might actually have said yes immediately. But he is stoked.
If only he were here.
Mm-hmm. If only. But either way, where do you wish
You
to
hear
go?
a muffled "damn right."
It's almost like I can almost hear him.
almost. Pyro, you don't exist. You're a rock. Just go away.
Like a rock.
Well, what you say about my mama? But yes, you reach Westreach. What do you wish to do?
I mean, I think our first priority is to report to Why do I forget her name every time?
Natasha?
Natasha. Our lovely patron Natasha.
Not that splitting up isn't like, you know, normally a bad idea, but I think we should probably like. Well, first of all, like Natasha was probably gonna like heading elsewhere, is what she told us, right? Or she
Yeah.
wasn't gonna be in the same location.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so I
That's
think
true.
for starters, we would have to find where Natasha is so we can rendezvous.
Did we
but
actually
then also,
message Natasha to tell her that we like secured the facility and stuff?
Yes, you did.
yeah.
That
Also,
there
we
was
just-
some trouble, but you did manage. First, you messaged her twice. I remember. Messaged her about the goblins, and then you messaged her about dealing with the goblins.
Right.
So I think we should focus on one, finding the to rendezvous with Natasha, whether it's like presumably casting sending and being like, hey, we're here, or I need to.
Oh, she told you
meet
to
with
go
ya
back to
and-
the mansion where she used to be. That
Okay.
still belongs to her, but she will be she told you she would be moving to another location, another mansion. But this mansion still this it's actually more of a large apartment, but it still belongs to you guys. To you guys. No, not to you guys. Not to you guys. To Natasha. You don't own a home
Yeah, it
yet.
belongs to us.
No.
Heard you loud and clear. All right. So I guess one thing is that we should probably obviously go and report with all of the magical loot that we need to turn over, but then we also should probably prioritize getting Terry maybe to the Court of Mall, like Callahan was suggesting, as an option to see if they could fix him.
You mean Edward?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. If Callahan suggested taking Edward to the Court of Mall
Yes.
to see if they could maybe fix him.
Mm.
All right. How about this? Callahan goes, all right, listen, guys. I had some bad experiences with the Court of Mall recently, so I'm just gonna go to Natasha's place and report while you guys just go to the Court of Mall. I'll handle that part and talk and find out where Natasha is. And yeah, me and the Book of Mall, we're perfectly fine on our own. Yeah. Okay. And he starts walking away.
Well, I think that's a commendable option, Callahan. I might perhaps go with you in case any further information of the arcane nature needs to be described.
No, I'm literally just finding out where Natasha's new place is, because we're gonna have to go to her new place, right? So I'm just gonna go there. You stay there. I'm gonna go on my own. I'm fine.
Demir is looking at the others at a loss for words.
DM is trying to make it so that the people who are actually here don't split up.
I know that.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you fucker.
Curse you for playing in character and not metagaming for convenience.
Demir is very tempted to go and with Callahan, but he suddenly
you wanna go
feels a strong urge in his mind. He's like, very well.
Okay, no,
Callahan,
listen. If you want to go with Callahan, you can totally go with Callahan. The only thing
No,
he's doing is literally just finding out where Natasha's mansion is.
That's all Callahan is doing. Then Demir will go with everyone else and let
Because
Callahan
remember
go.
that is what Natasha told you. That you go to the mansion, find out where her new location is, and then go there to report.
All right. Very well, Callahan. Just do be careful.
Yeah, love you guys. Bye. And he just goes. Which, to be fair, it's a bit in character because Callahan has been having a lot of doubts about the Court of Mall. So, yeah. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. So, are you then heading to the Court of Mall?
I think so.
All right. Favis actually puts down the statue and goes, well, this is where I well, where we will be splitting up. Your friend does have the ability to communicate with me. Once, well, he's not here anymore. All right. Anyway, your friend does have the ability to communicate with me. If you need me for anything, I will be meeting with. That's a dwarf, isn't it? And he starts following what seems to be a human child. Just following. Excuse me, Master Dwarf. Excuse me.
Fabius says, and Fabius,
Yeah, he's just gone
Um,
already.
Demir lets Fabus go.
Yeah, he's
Demir
just
says-
he seems to be following like a mother and child. Like, excuse me, Master Dwarf, because you just told him dwarves and halflings are smaller than humans. Just that's a dwarf. That's totally a
well,
dwarf.
I'm pretty sure I said dwarves have beards.
Well, okay, excuse me, Master Halfling.
You
yeah,
will not take away this joke from Rand.
you will not take away my joke. But yes, you just see Fabus just following.
Or maybe Fabius confused them and he thinks dwarves are halflings.
Yeah, well, it's very fair. It's very possible. But yes, who is going to try and carry the Edward statue?
Okay, I guess it's time for me to.
Bugsy,
Be
not the one, the literally like the only one who's smaller than 6 foot here.
I
We
guess
got
that's,
Oni might.
Yeah.
all right. So Kyoho, if you're trying to do it alone, roll me an athletics.
I figured Demir might like help and like we would do like when you like try and carry a mattress, like all right,
Roll
you
it
get
with
the head, I'll
advantage
get
now.
the feet.
Oh boy, advantage.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Damn, you guys, these Oni, they're so strong.
Yeah, so strong, such strong Oni.
Yeah, with my strength of 10.
Yes. So here's what happens. Emerus, you're like the third party witnessing all of this as the monk and the wizard attempt to lift up the statue and carry it. Demir stumbles, drops it. It drops on his foot. It hurts. Demir begins to shout, stumbles to the side. Kyoho cannot hold on to the rest of the weight and just falls to the ground with the statue right on top of her.
Let's try this again.
He's not broken, is he?
You check while Kyoho is still under it. It does not seem to have any damage.
You can't wink. You're a statue.
He winks on
Can't-
the
he
inside,
can't
guys.
wank.
But yes,
Let's try this again. Maybe. And Demir tries to help get the statue off.
I'll give you one more try. Do you want to, Demir? Do you want to be the one to roll with advantage, or do you?
I get. Yeah, I guess.
I have a +3.
Oh, well then, never mind.
That was technically a 3 and a 2 I rolled there.
Oh shit! Oh, I was. Oh.
Wow,
Wait, strength.
it's
I
athletics.
have,
Never mind.
I
so
have
strength.
proficiency.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, athletics.
So I have my proficiency bonus in athletics and acrobatics
Yeah. No, you go for it again.
Okay.
because I'm the non-mage of the party.
Yes.
All right, let's try this again.
Hey.
Hey!
All right. So this time, you actually change it up a bit. Yoho actually goes for the heavier part, while Demir takes the lighter part, and it balances it out a little bit more, and you're able to carry it at least until the Court of Mal.
It's a he.
Right now, it's a nothing. It's a stone. It's a rock. It's a rock. If you don't know the reference, I pity you. Anyway, you carry it over to
It's
the
a
Court of Mal.
stone, Luigi. You didn't make it.
Good one too. God. Anyway, you reach the Court of Mal. As you reach the Court of Mal, you have, first of all, to go up those stairs, it's a pain in the ass because it's already difficult enough on stable ground, but you do have a lot of people just gawking at you guys as you're carrying this human-sized, actually tall, because he's Edward the Tall, human-sized statue. And then you're going up the stairs and taking it towards the building itself. It almost feels like you're about to place the statue somewhere in the building and just leave it there. And one of the guards, dressed in the robes of the swords of Mal, approaches. Hold on there. What's with the statue?
He's well, this might sound hard to believe, but he is a person who has been petrified.
You're right. It does sound hard to believe.
Well, that's the explanation. It's
What do you want with us then?
we were hoping to look for a cure to this petrification.
Greater restoration.
Yes, that.
Buddy, put it down. It looks like you're gonna get a hernia at this point.
Well, Demir is 20 years older than everyone else. So Demir
Yes.
will. Demir will put down the statue with.
Demir, the old man.
Yes. All right, so the mirror puts down the statue. That kind of magic. Justice Locke could have done it, but he's not around anymore. I don't. I'll try to talk to someone inside. Just give me a moment. Yeah. He starts walking.
Out of character, real quick. Was Locke killed when he attacked them?
No. Reportedly, he was gravely injured, but not killed.
Okay.
If he died in the meantime, you don't know. But you do see the guard just leave further into the court. It does take a while, and as he's not there yet, you see someone else appear. It is a human. It is a woman.
Oh no.
It is a woman. She has golden blonde hair and armor, silver armor with golden inlays. She does seem to have the symbol of one of the shields of Mal. And as she approaches, you see that her most striking feature, first of all, she is beautiful. Like, by human standards, she is very beautiful. And her most striking feature is that she has different colored eyes. She has a green eye and a red eye. And you see her walk towards you. And then as she reaches you, she just continues past you, almost ignoring all of you, and then stops in front of the statue, just looking at the statue, studying it.
I see you are admiring our friend Edward. He
He is an idiot, yes. How do you get like this?
that is a very long story.
Make
But
it shorter,
it can be
please.
summarized by fighting a bad monster that turned him to stone.
Oh, is that right?
I knew I got turned to stone as well, but to not be fully turned and recover?
Yes, you clearly got
So I'm
better.
not sure.
You know Edward?
I've had the I don't want to call it pleasure, but yes, let's go with that.
Oh, oh yes, well, I suppose he did. Well,
He does worship a god of pleasure. Yes.
Oh, uh-huh.
Demir like has a
no,
little candle go off above his head. Oh, yes. Well, quite. What was your name again? I'm sorry that I might have missed it.
She does not reply immediately. She's looking at him, and you do see her just shaking her head very slowly while looking at Edward. And she turns around and goes, "My name is Shield Catherine." She does not shake your hand. She just looks at you, and you do see her red eye glowing slightly as she's looking around all of you. It's a very
I
interesting
am.
group that Edward got himself in. Where's Brom?
I I've find Edward told. Hold on, sorry, out of character. Edward told us that he had his previous ally
Yes.
died, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We met when we met Edward. He informed us that his companion, perhaps this person you're speaking of, we never asked him for a name, but he was alone, and his person he was traveling with had died.
That's a pity. I like the dwarf. The magic needed to fix this muscle head. Only one person right now can actually do that, and that would be the High Inquisitor in charge of Westreach right now, in place of Justice Locke. I can persuade him, thanks to my position. I can persuade him to cast the spell. I'm going to need a little bit of money for the components, otherwise, he will immediately reject it.
For sure. How much?
Considering the service that is going to be rendered and the material components, I'll lower it down to 500 gold, and if anyone complains, I'll be sure to smack them in the head.
Well, Emrys kind of leans into the others like, do we have that much gold?
Did retrieve a lot of silver.
Well, it's up to you. You're the ones that note down your stuff.
I mean, I do not have that much gold.
I do not have that much money either. I don't think I've got more since we did our big shopping.
We each
Since
retrieved
we lost all of our
2,000
money on the
silver
horse
pieces.
market.
Yeah. We each got 2,000 silver pieces, or the four of us, not Edward.
Well,
Received 2,000.
Edward has. Holy shit, Edward!
Edward never said how much money he has or doesn't.
Uh-huh.
Ever.
Well, do you guys want to check how much money Edward has on him?
The belt is made of stone. How would they do that?
No. Your body is made of stone. All of your stuff, like only your flesh and blood, is made of stone. All of your stuff does not turn to stone.
Edward is completely loaded. He doesn't count gold. He counts plat.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Well,
Uh,
Demir would probably check the pockets because he knows they're all
Yeah.
broke from the
So
horse market.
Demir checks
Yeah.
Edwards's pockets, and Demir finds a bag with 51 platinum,
No wonder he didn't want to split the silver with us.
4 gold, and 30 something silver.
Okay, hold on. So that would be 5 platinum. Would be the 5, right?
No, 51
No, 50
platinum.
platinum.
Yeah, 51 platinum. That would be 510 gold.
Demir kind of looks to the others and says, "Well, we are doing him a service."
Yes,
Can't very well
Um,
spend the rest of it if he is perpetually turned to stone.
exactly.
Quite. And Demir will take. Demir will just like take the coins out because like there's like what? So there's like one platinum, 4 gold, and like 3 silver, or whatever. He'll just take those out and pass over
Mhm.
the bag.
All
Keep
right.
it simple.
All right. So she takes it and goes, all right, drag it in. I'll have one of the swords point you in the direction of a room, and then we can do the ritual and get this over with.
Thank you very much.
She gives a nod and
Yes, thank you.
turns around. I'm only doing this because of that weird muscle head next to you. But don't expect this kind of help very often.
Of course.
I was talking to him, and she points at the statue. And she vanishes into the court. I'm gonna say, with the help of a sword or two, you don't have to roll as you drag the statue into a room. And after you do have to wait about an hour, and after an hour, the door opens and you see Shield Catherine enter, and then another man, not a human, but a halfling, with the Inquisitor robes, the silver robes of the Inquisitors. He steps in, looks around. Is this the man? Catherine gives a nod. Very well, let's get this over with. He takes up some dust that you do see it sparkle like diamond dust, and he chucks it at the statue very unceremoniously, and you see him speak a few words as the diamond dust seems to burrow into the statue, and you actually see it start to crack, and your hearts kind of speed up, and oh no, he's going to die. The statue is going to break. But then it doesn't break completely. You see as chunks of stone begin to break off and turn to dust. As Edward, the last thing you remembered was throwing your sword at Henry. And now, you're still in the position of throwing the sword, and you just stumble forward as you see right in front of you Shield Catherine, a halfling next to her, and out of the corner of your eye you see Kyoho.
I'm going to assume that our characters are smart enough to grab his sword before we left, so we do have his sword.
Oh no, he did throw the sword before he turned, so...
Yes, but we picked it up from where it landed.
Oh yeah, no,
with
sure,
us.
sure. You took
Probably
care of...
since all of his clothing was still fine, just putting it in his sheath.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
Edward coughs out a few pebbles. Ah, Catherine. Oh, I must have died for good. Wait a second. What happened here?
Are you implying that I would have died before you?
Yes. Uh, what happened?
You return to Stone.
Yes, and it is now approximately 7 days later. We're in Westreach.
What about? Never mind.
Yeah, we
We can discuss what else has happened later once you get your bearings straight.
Oh, okay. Catherine.
The High
How's your
Inquisitor.
sister?
Before that, the High Inquisitor just rolls his eyes and goes, "My work here is done." And he turns around and leaves.
Thank
Very
you.
annoyed.
A true man of religion.
This is out of character real quick, but when we my notes, I'm looking at the Court of Mall, is that there's one High Inquisitor per courthouse, serve as the judges, and then there's okay, so he's the person that basically is coming in here to fill in for Locke, right?
Yeah,
That's what was said.
he's filling in for Justice Locke for the time being.
Substitute.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was misreading my notes. Okay, now I understand things.
Yeah, he's basically a rank below Justice.
Yeah. I was reading it as there were only 2 High Inquisitors, the Justices, and I was like, dang. But okay, now I understand.
Oh no! A Justice is basically a because from what you know is there are 4 Justices, 2 are Inquisitors, and 2 are
shields.
Are shields, yes. In this case, Justice Locke was an Inquisitor.
Gotcha.
But
and then this Inquisitor isn't the other Justice. He's just a High Inquisitor.
Yeah, no, he's just a High Inquisitor. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
He's not a Justice. Justice. But yeah, the Inquisitor does leave, and she has her arms crossed, Catherine, as she's looking at you. The first thing you ask me is about how my sister is doing.
Well, given the situation, I'm worried.
The last time
remember?
you were with her, the situation had been fixed, was it not?
No, I told you. The other... He looks around. The other noble.
Oh, that wasn't the problem. The problem were the elves, and you took care of those. I remember something about slaughtering every single one of them.
Listen, Catherine, I'm trying to gain reputation with a multicultural group of people, and that's not helping.
What, the truth isn't helping?
Look, it's good to see you. It's great to see you.
Uh-huh.
This is Emrys and Kyoho and Amir. Where's Callahan?
Reporting to the person who sent us out to the wilds.
Yes, we tasked to come here to see if someone could revive you, which is when we ran into Catherine here, who was willing to assist us for a small non-refundable donation.
Oh, as per usual. How much did it ask this time?
This time?
Is this not your first time being petrified?
No, but every time you ask something, they require donations.
Edward,
yes,
magic requires materials and effort. Do you work without being paid?
Never in my life.
There
Except
we go.
that one time.
And that one time was because you did what? Excuse me?
I defended the life and family of a peasant.
By murdering a guard that was trying to arrest you.
He did not state himself as a guard. He just pointed a sword at me while I was
I am
naked,
not having
and
this
I might
conversation
recall
again.
that.
I am not having this conversation again with you. We had a court, Edward. You went
Yeah.
through a trial, and you're still saying that.
Because it's the truth.
Was he found guilty?
Yes, he was found guilty and nearly executed. But
Catherine
I
here
saved him.
saved my... Yes.
Uh-huh.
So that's twice I owe you.
Oh. You bet. I need to be away from this one for a little bit. You are all excused. I will be staying in town for a while. I was appointed as the Eye of Maul of this place. So,
Oh, that's amazing, Catherine. Congratulations.
yes, wonderful. I was taken away from one shit town to another shit town. I am so happy right now.
Hey, we're in the same shit town together. Eh?
That makes it worse.
You know it doesn't. Why do you
So
say
you're
those
not a
things?
local from Westreach?
No, I am not from Westridge originally. I'm from a little bit up north.
And you're here to be an Eye of Maul?
Yes, technically I'm still a shield, but and she points at her eye. I'm one of the eyes of Maul.
Which means...
Roll history. Or religion in this case, actually.
She can
Makes
tell
no
when you're
difference
lying.
to Demir.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, out of character, how much gold was it? So I can
It was
take
50
it
platinum.
off. Okay.
Ooh, 15. All right. You do know every generation there are two people that are given the title of Eyes of Maul. They are people blessed with a certain ability to see through everything. They are capable of seeing through lies, so they are usually used to see for interrogations and investigations and to see if anyone during a trial is lying or not, as well as other eye-related capabilities. They are said
Like illusion spells, or
yes,
like
they are
seeing through
said to be
walls?
gifted with the eyes of Maul themselves. Maul sees through them, which allows them to see through everything. There are only two of them in every generation, and Catherine apparently is one of them.
But she said that she is a new Eye of Maul. Is that what she said?
She became the Eye of Maul of Westreach. She was the Eye of Maul elsewhere, because she was originally stationed in Silrook, but she, as Edward knows, but then she was sent to Westreach.
Oh, so is there just and then two people in all of Maul, or like two people per like a...
Technically, it should be
Okay,
two people in the whole of the religion.
Okay, so it's not that she got like a promotion per se, or she became empowered. She just basically moved.
Yeah, she was basically sent from one town to another, relocated.
Okay. I was like, oh well, thank you again, Catherine, for your help, and maybe we should rendezvous with Callahan at this point. Unless Edward, you have any more business with Catherine?
Yeah, but if you want, you can go on ahead. It's gonna take a while. Unless you want to stay.
No, that's quite all right.
No.
Edward, I
wouldn't
am
want to-
leaving.
Okay, so when are you free?
Make an appointment. And she slams the
Like-
door shut.
God damn it.
She seems like a lovely
Oh.
woman.
Didn't have a chance to warn her about the strange creature we was in the well.
Yeah,
The
that
water
was
should be avoided.
that was one of the things, because there are other strange creatures and Brom. You know what? Yeah, I'll make an appointment.
All right. So as
Yeah,
you
Edward
leave,
knocks on the door.
as you leave, I'm gonna say you make an appointment for 2 days from now.
Okay.
No, we're gonna have to stay in Westreach for at least 2 days.
Oh, we'll probably have some more downtime now that we're back, to be completely honest.
Do you have anywhere to go, Kyoho? Like,
This is not
I
the
don't
most
know.
pleasant places to be.
Well,
Why not?
let's rendezvous with Natasha, and we can get our bearings from there. I know I myself have quite many ideas as to. Let's find rendezvous with Callahan and
Yes,
Natasha.
let's at least conclude the business we were sent on, and then
Wrap up this story arc, if you will.
And you know what? Thank you from the bottom of my heart for dragging me here. It must have been extremely difficult.
yes, it was. It was.
How does teleport
That's
us
why it
back?
took 7 days, because we
Listen,
had to.
there was this weird thing that went with me and Brom, and listen, it was really heavy emotional stuff. But at the end of the day, we got paid. Those are my life savings, and I would like to treat you all on a big feast for saving me. Just please let me do it.
Well, remember when we were talking about the donation?
Of course. Wait.
Well, you see, we are all broke.
Well, you were the one who was getting revived, so.
You see Edward's smile start to fade.
I mean, you wouldn't
just
be any
Save your
use.
life.
Your money wouldn't be any use if he was still dead. Well, a statue. So
it instantly pops back again. Emrys, you're right. Let's enjoy life and all that it has to give.
yes, exactly. That's precisely my point.
Edward puts his arm around Emrys and starts walking up.
This is very awkward. It's just like, Edward is much taller than Emrys as well, so.
Where is this Natasha you speak of?
Well, I believe
Callahan
Callahan
looking
is.
into that.
Yes, let's. Did we set a rendezvous point with Callahan? Do we need to perhaps sending him? And Demir looks towards Emrys.
Well, I think we've already been to Natasha's house, haven't we? We could make our way there and see if he has already found it.
Quite so, that might make sense.
Lead the way.
I guess we're going to Natasha's place.
All right.
Yep. I was muted this whole time.
Oh no!
okay.
I was wondering
just-
why nobody was reacting to what I was saying. Because I've been playing Callahan for a little bit. Ah.
Wait, guys, just something quick out of character. Ren, did the Constitution thing went off, or is it?
Oh no, it's still there. It's still there.
Okay. Okay.
Greater Restoration fixes one thing, if I'm not mistaken.
One thing.
Let me just check.
Yes.
If it says that it fixes all the things. All right. So let's see. You imbue a creature. You
And
touch-
one of the following effects.
Yeah, and one of the following effects. So, yeah, you're still not in the good spot, buddy. Still feeling weaker than usual.
Yeah. Actually, Edward feels great. Feels super strong right now.
Yeah, he's not stoned. All right, so
Yeah.
Guess we just gotta grind up to level 5 so we can cast it willy nilly.
Well, if you have the material components. Anyway, as you reach Natasha's location, you hear the lovely voice of Callahan. Hey guys!
Callahan!
Hey, Callahan.
Hey!
How are you?
We fixed
Looking-
Edward.
Looking all spiffy, Edward.
Yeah, listen, there's this shield that I'd like to introduce you. Like, since you're the Court of Mal and stuff, I'd like to, wink wink, introduce to you.
Yeah,
Maybe you can get a promotion.
later, another time.
Sure.
Yeah, let's focus
of
on
course.
this Natasha thing first. Yeah. By the way, you don't see it, but I've been doing like finger guns the whole time.
It's okay. I could hear them.
Good. Listen, I just imagined that's what he would be doing. But so I talked to these little bros here. Natasha's not here, but some of her crew is, and they gave me directions to her place. It's a day's walk from Westreach up north. Should we go today or
That's-
tomorrow?
Wait, 2 days?
It's a day's walk.
No, a day.
A day's walk. Fine.
So-
yeah, perfect.
Well,
Yeah.
don't you have that appointment in 2 days?
I have a very important appointment in 2 days.
It's going
Oh,
to
yeah,
take
one
a day,
day
to get
up.
there and a day to get back.
So it's still morning
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I think we could go now.
All
That's
right.
the
Yeah,
most. That's the most pressing of our things.
if anything,
to do,
I can
would-
ride back. Right, I have my. Is Betsy okay?
I don't know. Are you gonna summon her?
I didn't have a long rest, so no.
Yeah.
You can summon her tomorrow.
Just being a statue
Yeah.
counts as having a long rest.
Nope.
I don't think so.
You are exactly how you were.
Can we say he slept like a rock?
No.
Yeah.
Edward
Just
had
for
a-
that, you get a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, no, you
from
get
the
two.
torment spent as a.
Edward had nightmares about being turned into a stone. Weird that.
Yeah, no, he had nightmares about being turned into liquid. But then he woke up and he was turned into stone, so it's better.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank God, I'm not a puddle. So only Catherine makes you a puddle. Anyway, you start heading north towards the location of Natasha's abode. As you get there, it is already you go through a safe road, so it's not really a dangerous. It's not going through the Wild West. You've been through
I think in comparison, everything's a safe road.
Yeah. After your trip towards the ruins, you're not really scared about an actual trip, a day's trip, on an actual road with people walking about. Yeah, there's no butterflies, black butterflies. There's no manticores.
How I missed roads.
That is
Take
accurate.
me home, country road.
Take me to Natasha's
Edward
home.
sings that all the way.
Oh no. You learn a little thing from Braum. But yeah, you make it to the mansion by nightfall, and as you get there, one of the guards, a halfling, does turn to you. Can I help you? Hello?
Yes, we are a party hired by Miss Natasha. We were sent into the wilds in order to investigate some ruins for her, and we are returning with what we have gained.
Holy shit, you survived. Oh,
Yes.
well, I lost a bit. Anyway, um, come in, come in. The mistress is having dinner.
Can we have dinner?
I
Edward,
don't, I don't know. You ask the mistress, not me. I am just guard. What do you want from me? Look,
They say guard or God?
I
I
am,
am just a god.
Be protected by God.
I'm just small. What do you want from me? Hey,
Sorry, God, we killed one of your angels.
it's okay.
You're
I
just
didn't
small?
like that one.
Yeah, no, I'm just guard. What do you want from me?
It's okay. Let's go in. Sorry.
Clicks his tongue and escorts you in. You are
I think
told
I
to
was
wait in the foyer, and as well as the guard goes to inform Natasha, and then you are invited in to the dining hall, where indeed 5 chairs were prepared for you, as the servants are bringing in food, and you see Natasha already halfway through her meal. She goes, "It is always, how you say, good to have company for dinner, yes? Especially surviving friends."
Thank you for inviting us. Emerald will politely sit down.
Kyohan will sit down.
Demir will as well.
Do they have extra big chairs for the wait? This is a halfling house.
Yes,
Are the chairs like halfling sized?
no, they do bring in human-sized chairs.
Human sized, yeah,
Aw.
but do they bring in Oni sized chairs?
Nothing is ever the mere size, at least.
Demir, you are explaining a problem that Demir has been dealing with since session 1.
Yes.
We were first
His
brought in.
whole life
that,
plus 20 years.
Plus 20 years, yes. But yeah, you do. The table is human sized. The chair that Natasha is in seems to be adapted for a halfling, but otherwise, a lot of the stuff seems to be usable by both halflings and humans. You do notice
I'm a
most.
small Oni.
Yeah, most of the stuff seems to be slightly lower, slightly smaller, but still usable by humans, especially this table. Actually, if you notice, this table and chairs you're on, they're pretty well made. They seem to be used in case she may have any guests like you guys. So that's some of the stuff that halflings usually, think about that humans usually don't. Um, but yeah, you sit down, you have food brought to you. It is this roasted duck that is placed in front of you, very well seasoned with some potatoes. Um, the food seems good, and she does looks around. And goes, I do not know this one. And she points towards Edward. Hello.
Edward already with mouthful of food.
Yes. Quite a curious story. You know of the portal through which the uh, goblins, they call themselves, attacked. Um, Edward also emerged from a portal, though he originally came from our world as well. He was not of another place like the goblins, and he assisted us in our task.
Ah, I I remember your messages. They were confusing. I tried to decipher them. All the information I could. It is very unsettling to hear words inside one's mind.
I apologize,
No need to
but
apologize. It was good to receive information. Updates, yes. Edward, you still notice that she has. Well, this is the first time. Actually, this is the first time you're meeting her, so you do notice she has this thick halfling accent, and she does mispronounce some words. She has to think a lot. It's almost like she's trying to translate what she's trying to say. But yeah, she looks around. Your friend, he did not make it. I am sorry.
Thank you for your condolences.
She nods. Now, while you eat, we can discuss business. What did you bring for me?
Guess they're gonna bring out all the different magical items
All right.
to start.
So,
And then Demir's
what are okay? Just to be fair, what are you willing to show her that you gathered as magical items from the ruins?
Edward's armor for sure. He does not want to be seen with that.
Okay, so Edward's armor.
Yeah, I presume we probably would have get for the stuff like the armor paid it off ahead of time, or I don't know, maybe Edward is just gonna strip right in front of her.
I don't know. Does Edward just strip right in front of her, or did he take off the armor ahead of time?
No, he was in the process of taking off the armor before the fight with Henry.
Yes, he was.
So that was one of his priorities.
Okay, so I assume you have your old armor back.
Okay, just to point out, take it or not, it's fair. I'd like to think that while he was having the conversation with Inquisitor and Catherine, he was trying to cover up the depiction of the impaled angel.
All right, I'm gonna say you took off enough armor that. Okay, we can say you tried. Anyway.
Just so you know, you robot voiced it a little bit there.
Yeah, but I understood it. Like he was trying to hide, right?
You robot voiced.
Oh, I robot voiced. Oh.
Yeah. Like deep of the hole. It's okay. I understand.
Okay.
I understood what you said.
Oh, okay. But yes, I assume you put actually a cart is brought out. It's much easier like this. A cart is brought out for you to place the items on top of it. So you place the Angel Slayer armor. Um, I am. I'm writing in chat what you guys are deciding to put down. So there's the Angel Slayer armor. Anything else?
Demir's putting in the wand of magic missiles, the uh, the Celestial Slayer sword,
Yeah.
the scroll, and the 2 scrolls of protection against Celestials,
Okay.
and then he's also going to put down the 2 books for the research notes that you recovered from Fabus
Oh, okay.
about the studies, not the ones that he wrote himself about the ruins, but just because there's things that he, in Demir's mind, that he recovered, that they recovered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I have on my sheet. But Demir, yeah.
Did the ring of mind shielding come from the ruins? I can't remember.
Came from one of the goblins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was
So did my
Fabus
bracers
who
of
was.
archery. Well, of course, granted, the swords and armor we also got from the goblins.
Yes.
Yeah. Emrys will hand in the ring of mind shielding then.
Okay.
Johel will hand in the bracers of archery.
All right.
Think that was it.
Let me just check. Callahan. There we go. I would assume Callahan would also hand in his stuff because that's a Callahan thing to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you got? Sentinel shield. Yeah. Sentinel shield. I don't think you got anything else aside from Fabus's communicator, which I'm pretty sure he's not giving away.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I think that's it.
these magical items are all placed on the cart, and she looks them over. That is quite the big gathering of magical artifacts. What about the studies on the ruins themselves?
Yes, and Demir will pull out his notebook and he'll show I spent time researching everything and writing down notes, and I can either hand these over or we can simply take some time at some point to debrief you and go over with you whatever is better for you.
Well, give
We
them
can-
here first. Let me see. Go on,
Demir will
Emrys.
hand it over then.
There is one other piece of research, I suppose you might call it, or source of research, which you may or may not be interested in. And that is, while in the ruins, we uncovered, so to say, an individual, quite an ancient individual, whose soul was transferred to bodies of metal. He is a researcher himself and quite friendly. And before his current body was one of these goblin creatures. However, he has been nothing but helpful to us, I would say, though he has his peculiarities. But if you would wish to speak to him, he has extensive knowledge regarding the ruins, as back when they were in full operation, he personally was there. So if you wish to contact him, or if you do not, then, but if you do, then we are able to do so.
You see, she was flipping through the research notes from the mirror, but the more you talk, the more she starts looking up towards you, Emerus. And by the end, she closes the book. She's looking at you directly. And are you saying an ancient being is walking among us now?
Well, he is not here right at this very moment, but he is currently in, the city of Restreach.
And you left an ancient being alone in the city?
Demir just giving some not so subtle side eye towards the party.
Edward is staring at Emrys, just staring and waiting for the answer.
He is he is quite cultured. I do not believe he would cause trouble.
He's a piece of crap and must be dealt with.
Speak up, Edward.
Edward, you Edward was petrified and missed a large number of events. It was thanks to his name is Fabis. It was thanks to Fabis that we are here now.
What happened then? Was it another goblin that fought you?
It was a creature within the ruins.
A creature? A dangerous creature? A monster?
Extremely dangerous, yes. And
It was dealt with then.
Unfortunately not. It escaped.
How convenient for our ancient friend.
Was this
Edward,
was this creature in the ruins originally? Ancient, perhaps?
yes. Is this something you know of?
No, but an ancient creature now on the loose, and an ancient person now alone in the city.
We could contact him. We could contact him immediately if you desire, though. Again, I do not believe he would cause trouble.
I'm less worried about him causing trouble and trouble affecting him.
Well, he is adequately disguised, at the very least.
I see. Well, I would ask you that once, when you can, that you bring that creature to me or guide them to me, that ancient person.
If I may discuss the creature's flaying, it could fly, and that is how it got away from us so easily.
The monster?
Well, it
Yes.
got away from us because it nearly killed us. And Edward was petrified. Many of our other party members were incapacitated in other ways.
I was nearly petrified myself.
It is frankly a miracle that we survived.
Do you think there is a possibility of the creature coming east?
There is no saying where it could go. It
did do our part to inform others in the area about its presence before leaving.
What we know of it is that it is attracted to divine types of magic. And that is the only clue we could say about where it might go from here, but
An ancient
unfortunately,
being like this should be studied.
yes, well, if it is studying the creature, then you uh, may gain more information from Fabis, as he also, I will not hide anything. He was responsible for the creature's creation, though he did
There are,
not intend it for this purpose, and it did not escape because of him.
So this Fabis made this creature.
there are details in the notes in these 2 books that we recovered from his lab, and that I was made sure did not stay with him in his possession. And Demir gestures to the 2 books he had initially handed over.
Good, good. I will be looking through these. Contact this Fabis. Have him come into my mansion. I wish to talk to him. Personally. Understood?
Now? Or yes.
Whenever possible. In the meantime, I shall be looking through these books, this research, and these items. Anything I deem that I do not need for preservation and for studying, you can have back.
Thank you.
Along with this. She snaps her fingers, and another halfling comes in with seems like a lockbox. He enters and places it in front of Kyoho, one of the closest to the doors, and he steps back. You asked me to sell the dragon parts, correct?
Yes.
Well, that is what I was able to recover from selling them to specific and select individuals.
Thank you for your assistance.
It is yours. Kyoho,
Emery will,
did I say Amorous? I mean, the box was in front of Kyoho.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. I said Kyoho, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Kyoho, do you open the box?
I'll open the box.
Okay.
It's booby trapped. Who else?
A fireball everywhere.
Cliff of warding.
Cliff of warding, yes.
I prepared explosive runes this morning.
No, Natasha stands up. I was Arthur all along.
No!
oh boy.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun. Yeah, but you
All that
open.
work, bring Edward back, and then we just die.
Yep. You open it up, and you see platinum coins. Many platinum coins. You see, 6 stacks of 50 platinum coins each.
How many stacks? 6?
6, yeah.
Jesus.
So wait, so is that 6 stacks of 50 each, or a stack of 50 each?
That's
you mean?
3,000 platinum coins. 300 platinum coins, 3,000 gold.
That would be 60 each. If you want to split it up?
Yeah. Sorry, that's your dragon bond. Andrew continues eating.
We splitting it 5 ways then? Or are we splitting it 4 ways?
I don't
No,
know. Edward
listen,
was
listen.
pretty integral in everything, and also we had to
Li-
spend some of his money to turn him back.
Yeah, listen. Those are my expenses. You earned that. If you want to share it, I appreciate it. If you don't, I understand, and we're still friends. Everything is okay.
I believe we should share it with Edward. He
Yes.
very graciously aided us, though there was no immediate benefit for him to do so.
Well, except for the fact that there was a tentacle monster trying to come out.
Shut up, Kyoho. Listen, if I don't have money, there's no feast. Okay, Kyoho?
That is also correct.
Tomorrow,
Have no-
Natasha says, tomorrow, once I give you the information, once I give you back the items I do not deem worthy of research, I will give you payment for your work.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome to stay in. I already have rooms being provided for you, being prepared for you. Is there anything else you wish to tell me?
Do you have more food?
You're a hungry one, aren't you?
Yeah. It's
Very
like
well.
I have a black hole inside of me.
There is one. Well, this is information that you could gain through discussions with Fabis, but I will say it as it may interest you. The ruins which we investigated, Fabis has informed me that there are more. He is not entirely sure how many more, I believe, but there are definitely more somewhere, and it is quite possible that they may also contain portals such as the one we encountered. And the one we encountered was only activated, so to say, because of the meddling of Pathfinders,
Yes.
a group who were there before us. So if they are handled appropriately, then there may be no danger, but
Tell me
if not, then well,
this, all of you. If I manage to gain this information from Fabis, this Fabis person, about the other ruins, would you go and explore them? Or was this too much for you this time?
I mean, if there's the chance that something might come out of those portals, we should at least disable them.
Yes.
I really wish to know if I can count on you for more work. I am your patron, after all. But I do not wish to force you work that you do not feel qualified to do.
I think that with what we now know about these ruins, it would be, well, perhaps more dangerous for others to attempt it.
Very well.
And I think that we, all of us now, do not want to see what would happen if the portals are opened fully. So yes, I think at least myself personally would certainly be interested, though I do not want to speak for the group.
Although, if I recall, Edward, didn't you have somewhere that you wanted to go once we made it back to civilization?
I wanted to go to Silrock, but the reason for that was because I thought Catherine was there, so I'm good.
I know that we had promised to take you that way out of thanks for helping us.
No, you saved me, and I thank you for it.
She slaps her hand on the table and stands up. Very well. Um, contact this fabulous fellow and tell him to come here or bring him yourself. I wish to talk to him. In the meantime, I have a lot of, how you say, studying to do today. And she seems to hug the books, which she's a halfling, so they seem big for her. She just happily starts to walk like this little old lady, halfling, tiny old lady. She just happily jogs towards the stairs.
Yes.
Well,
Just Natasha. One last thing.
yes.
When you, after you've had some time to review those, and I would love to be able to converse with you about the various findings among other topics, and perhaps, and Demir will say in Halfling, perhaps some conversation about these happenings in your own tongue would provide helpful.
Help.
She smiles at you, and in Halfling she says, "That would be wonderful. I would love to talk to you in a more a easier way for me."
Oh,
Guys, Demir
this is
has
a
a date.
player question, real quick. Did we make sure to inform her that was the Pathfinder that opened the portal and got lost through it? That had a lot of the stuff from the ruins, which is why we didn't have more stuff from them in particular.
You
I
didn't. You
don't
didn't
think
say.
we mentioned that.
Yeah, you didn't mention that, but you can if you wish.
Should probably do that. Yes.
Okay.
Well, Kyoho, now's your time to shine. Kyoho's the one who remembered that.
As a player, I'll also say Demir is probably just gonna spare no detail, just being how Demir is, and
didn't really get an opportunity to bring that up early in the conversation. Kyoho will bring that up. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say you tell her, and she mentally notes it down. It's unfortunate, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because most of the stuff that we brought was like the magical items we picked up there.
yeah. Well, at least there's a lot of research that Demir did take, and a lot of other stuff that she has to review. And she leaves, and you before you are escorted to your rooms. Callahan does ask, "Guys, should we?" And he points to the bracelet. Should I call Babis?
That would be.
Yes. She asked for a audience tomorrow, so.
All right.
I'm
Babis,
sure
buddy.
he will.
Hey, buddy.
Kino Fabino.
Kino Fabino, buddy. So our boss, sweet old lady, very, very nice. She wants to talk to you, so come to this location. It's days north from West Reach Rooney, and He's
Can I
Mention
tell
she's a
him-
halfling. Mention she's a halfling.
Yes. Mention that she's a halfling, and also that she's a researcher.
Oh,
From the other
also,
continent.
she's a halfling from the other continent, apparently. So, she wants to talk to you. Ah, she's she's old. You're old, so you know.
Oh.
Oh, that the message ended. I'm
Your
trying.
Callahan is just amazing.
I'm trying to
love it.
embody Callahan as best as I can.
It's as if dusk is actually here. I'm not even kidding.
I mean, 37 sessions in, right? I should know how to
Yep.
somewhat play him. But yeah, then there's a moment because you don't hear the answer, and then okay, he is very excited, too excited. He says he's coming.
Yeah. That sounds like madness.
Now,
Apparently,
well, we bet we should probably inform the guards.
yeah, I'll do that. And he walks away. It's very proactive, Callahan today.
I know. Gosh,
Yeah.
very capable.
He's
um,
always very capable
yeah,
of
he is,
making
he
sure
is.
we don't die.
yes,
Mhm.
yes, that's very true. Spare the dying, boys. But yeah, so you inform the guards, you get to your rooms, and the next morning comes. And you know what? I think this is where we're going to end the session because whatever happens next, I kind of want Dusk to be around.
Are
Understandable.
you suggesting something's going to happen in the morning?
No.
A Return of Arthur.
Dun dun dun. Anyway.
Can you imagine if Favis met Arthur while out of his travels? Good God.
Oh yeah, those two would get along swimmingly. Anyway, I'm gonna find someone to raid. This was a short session, 2.5 hours. It was more of a walk around and stuff session, but
Hey,
it is a good closing. Yeah.
Unpetrified a party member.
Yes. It is a good closing session for this arc, actually.
A nice last session for the year.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Like a nice end of the arc for the end of the year. But hopefully next week we're gonna have more Sesharuni. Yeah. Yes.
We're gonna wipe, and then it'll be new party, new year.
Yeah.
Why do you insist on being like that? Why are you like this? All right.
Why are you the way that you are?
You are, yeah. Why are you the way that you are? All right, so I'm gonna.
Because my character has already died once.
Yes, and nearly petrified twice. What are you talking about?
I'm not liking this near petrification conversation. I feel offended as a.
Are you
full
triggered?
Petrified. I'm a bit triggered. Yes.
Yeah, a bit triggered. All right, so I'm gonna be rating Ginger Snap Serious. Sai is we don't have a lot of people, but we do have some people. So I'm gonna be rating her because she is having a special birthday stream event, and I wanted to rate her because stuff and things. But yeah, love you guys. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. And
Thank
next
you.
week we're gonna have
And Merry Christmas, because it's still Christmas.
yes, well,
Is it?
and happy
Okay. Merry Christmas.
Christmas lasts for 12 days, and that starts on Christmas.
all
What do you
right.
think the 12 days of Christmas is for?
Merry Christmas.
I don't know.
And a happy new year to everyone. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Bye.
Stream done? Stream.